Okay, so what we have for example 2 is 100, well, we'll do the radius first. We have the radius of 15 meters. And again, this covers all of the ones on the back. And then, this might not be perfect, but we have an angle of 150 degrees. And we need to figure out how long this is. The difference is on the back is you leave it as a fraction because it's more precise. You're not rounding at all, you're leaving it in terms of pi. The question is, how long is that piece of the circle? How long is that arc length? The steps are pretty much the same except when you get down to simplifying. You're still going to write out what your angle is, which is 150. Okay. You're still going to figure out what the circumference is. So I'm plugging in 15 for r. You don't have to simplify it, but it's usually pretty easy. You're just doubling the radius and multiplying that by pi. So in this case, your circumference is 30 pi. Okay. So the real difference between this is we're just simplifying the fraction. You don't need a calculator to do that. You're just reducing the fraction, okay? So I'm going to plug in 150 for theta and 360, still on the bottom, times 30 pi. So as you can see, it's a lot like converting from degrees to radians. You just simplify the fraction. There's a lot of different ways to simplify this one. What I'm going to do for this one is cross-reduce. So what does 30 and 360 become? 360 divided by 30 is 12. You're not subtracting, you're dividing, right? 12 times 30 is 360, so I'm going to put a 12 down here. Okay? Now your pi is still there. So we're going to have L equals, still got 150 on the top. Okay. Can that be reduced? Yes, because they're both even, right? 150 and 12 are both even. Now I don't know about 4. 4 doesn't go into 150. 3 does. 3 goes into 150 and 12. Let's see. I'm thinking 6 goes into both of those. Think about that for a second. Okay, so we're going to divide both by 6, the top and bottom. Now again, you could have divided by 3 and then divided by 2. It's the same thing as dividing by 6. So if you can find the biggest number, that helps. So 150 over 6 is 25 on top. And then 2 on the bottom. Okay, so like I said, this last step on the back is just like when you convert from degrees to radians. You're just simplifying the fraction. There's more than one way to do it. I usually try to cross-reduce. And so your answer for this one is going to be 25 pi over 2. It has a decimal answer, right? But it's more accurate than rounding. That's why we sometimes leave it that way. So the length of that arc precisely is 25 pi over 2. Any questions on that? Okay, I'll be walking around helping you guys reduce these fractions, but that's what you're going to do on the back. Just leave it as a fraction with pi in it.